am not a dwarf. I'm probably more like a hobbit. But today, I'm digging a hole. Hey y'all, I'm the Southern Ma'am, but all my friends call me Tasoma. Last time in Terremydia, we built our raised beds, planted wheat, and sorted out our food situation up on the hillside. Our first goal today is pretty simple: dig. We need to clear out a base-sized hole into this hillside. Then, after our construction site is ready, it's time to build. When you have a big project in front of you, it's important to just get started, so let's get to digging. I wasn't even sure where to start, so I just picked some blocks behind the building and started mining. Large projects can be daunting, especially at first, but the Bible says in Job 8 that though your beginning was small, yet your latter end would greatly increase. We may start tiny, but in the end, it will make a big impact on this space. We have made a great start clearing out this hillside. I think we have enough width here to that back wall, but we need a lot more dug out on the sides. I made a small little tunnel here, so everything to that wall there needs to be removed. And the same on the other side, except I've already started over here. So we only have a few blocks left to have the correct width over here. Now, I still think I'm probably going to raise this ceiling as well, at least a few more blocks in the center. So we still have a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, I am almost completely out of copper. I've been exclusively using copper tools for this project, and my copper supplies are dangerously low. I think it's time to take a break from digging, at least here, and head down to the caves. However, instead of copper, I think I'll just mine iron. We could gather enough iron to upgrade our tools and help this project speed along a little faster. All right, I don't know if I want to go down there. Here's some iron. I hear you down there. What else is down there? What? Oh, wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. What is that? Look, do you see that? That is Skulk. Don't know if it's worth risking it when I just need iron. Ooh, got the sneak. Ooh, ooh. All the way down in this water. It's just, ow. Hit the one spot that wasn't water. I was hoping this will be an ancient city so we could get some cool loot, but I think it's just a deep dark, so I'm heading back up. Maybe. All right, we only died once and we got a stack and a half of iron. So I think we're gonna call that a successful trip and get back to our main project of digging out our hillside base. It looks like an Enderman has been in our house while we were away in the caves, but we've had time to smelt our iron, and now we should have enough to get back on track with our hillside digging project. Many Minecraft days later, we have cleared out the space for our hillside base. I've changed the dimensions several times, but now it is 48 by 64 with 7-foot tall ceilings on the sides and 13 in the center. So when we enter here from outside, we're going to have a really tall ceiling in the middle, and then we'll have walls on either side to wall off the rooms that we'll have on the edges. The exposed entrance to the outside will be fairly small, and then we're going to have kind of a gradual staircase leading down to this lower level. We still have a lot more work to do to make this a functional space. I want to work on this staircase and the entryway, as well as laying out just kind of an outline of where the rooms are going to go to break up this giant space. I love digging a hole as well as the next person, but I think it's time to get out and explore a little bit before we work on the next step. So I want to make some maps to show where we're going and where we've been. So first a compass, and then some paper to make a map. And let's see what that looks like here at our base. Oh, wow. Look at all the cherry trees. So we need to make a couple more maps to fill out this area. Right. I'm going to try to walk past the edge of this to make sure I'm in a new area. All right, I turned into a circle. That's a good sign. All right, we should be far enough out that a new map will make a different picture. I've already messed this up once. Let's try it again. Okay, here's our new map. Yes, let's go. Oh, look at, you can see our farms there with our wheat and our pumpkins and our well. Now, I can't put these on the wall anywhere because I don't have any item frames, because I don't have leather, because I don't kill animals. So we'll have to wait until we find some leather or we go to the nether, etc. But for now, I'm just going to keep these safe so that I can look back at what kind of progress we've made on our base. I think I'll take this extra one with me so that anytime I go adventuring, I can at least kind of get pointed back toward our base by using this map. I've had an idea. Let's use a shelf. We can put a shelf here and put the maps inside it, so that we always know where our maps are. Even though we can't see the picture, we could grab the maps down and look at our map if we need to. And then we can keep that extra one for traveling. You probably could have guessed it from the map making. I'd like to take a little digging break and go exploring. You know me, I really would like to find some potatoes to add to our crop fields. However, I really just want to explore around our mountain here and check out the waterways nearby and see what there is to see. Last time we went straight across from our campsite and our dock here looking for treasure. So I think I'm going to go left and just circle our mountain for a while. Look, a ruined portal. Let's stop and check that out. A golden apple. Okay, a helmet. All right. Oh, a mending golden pickaxe. Okay, well, we take it all. Including the gold. There we go. I'll take a screenshot of this portal because eventually we could get a diamond pickaxe and come back and get this obsidian. Oh, is that another village in the distance too? We know this seed has a lot of villages, but we're definitely finding a lot just organically. Let's check it out. Oh, danger village. Oh my goodness. All right, villagers. We're gonna have to be careful with lava at your village. Oh, this is a fairly large village. Larger than our other one, I think. And very much broken terrain here. Oh, there's a chest. Oh, we can't look. Okay, there is a chest we could purchase, but I didn't bring my emeralds or anything to trade. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with this. We're gonna burn the whole village down, people. Okay, maybe a little ring around it to keep the villagers from just walking in accidentally. And I don't think there's anything else too flammable right next to it. I always forget which houses have chests. Oh, we have a librarian. This village has a very broken landscape. However, there are villagers with potatoes in their crop beds, a cleric, as well as a librarian farther down. There are lots of options for us to trade with the villagers here in this town. I'm going to harvest my wheat again so I can take some with me, as well as some carrots, back to the village and try to earn some emeralds. I've gathered some wheat and carrots and all of my emeralds, and we're going to head back to the village and see what we can purchase. I got very lost on my travels so far, so I'm going to start putting a few compasses to light the way back toward our base. Ah! Get off of me and my boat! Oh my goodness. Whew, that was close. Nothing like being lost and boating at night through spider-infested waters. Ooh, there's our ruined portal. That helps a little bit. There's our village. All right, just don't look at that Enderman. All right, there we go. We made it through the night, and we found our village. Even if we did get turned around a little bit. Let's see if our villagers are ready to trade. Okay, this is the guy with beets. I don't have that. Let's try the other guy. Hello, friend. Would you like to trade? I've got some wheat. Thank you. Let's see if he levels up here. Oh, there he goes. Let's see what else he wants to trade. We can buy pies and apples. Okay, well, let's see if he'll buy some more. All right. Thank you. We have a whole bundle of emeralds. We had 9 before and we did some trading, so now we have 21, which could make 2 emerald blocks. I really want to just buy some of these potatoes from him, but I know there are 2 chests in the village. Let's try those out first and see if maybe we get lucky and they have a potato inside. All right, here's our first one. Oh, we need to craft our blocks, though. Remember from last episode that we've implemented a special game rule for villagers. Since we're playing sweet, we can't just steal from them. We have to pay them an emerald block for any chest that we'd like to collect. And we can't peek at the contents first. Let's craft those emeralds into blocks. Put our extras back in our bundle. And let's see if we can make a trade. Hello there. May I purchase this chest from you? A whole emerald block, perhaps? Is it a deal? Okay, sure. I think he thinks it's a deal. All right, let's break this chest and see what we get. Ooh, I see leather, a saddle, and some bread. All right, so 2 leather caps, a saddle, and 1 bread. So, okay, not exactly what I was looking for, but thank you anyway, kind sir. Let's find the other chest to purchase. Oh, here's our other chest to purchase. There's no one around, so we'll just leave this emerald block for them to find. And let's take our chances on another chest. Okay, I see bread, poppies, apples. Oh, and another bundle. And did I see it? Did I see it? Potatoes! Let's go! We finally found our potatoes. 16 potatoes, a quarter stack. We'll be able to take that back and get our potato crop going very quickly here. That is exactly what I was hoping to find. This has been a very productive exploration trip. While our potatoes grow, we're going to head back underground and begin working on the interior layout of our base. First things first, we need to move. I'm going to bring all of our belongings down into the base proper so that we can work on this exterior entrance. That means the tedious task of bringing all our chests and supplies down to this area next to the stairs. This will be our temporary storage system until we put in a more permanent one. Then we need to do some demolition. I tried building around the original entrance and it just wasn't working. I think we need to just tear it all down and start over from scratch. I'm trying to visualize what the front of our base will look like as we approach from the path. Okay. I like the position here. This might be too wide. We might narrow this up quite a bit. I want the front to be kind of unassuming, fairly small. We're going to bring the dirt in all the way around it. So we just have this small little entryway into the base. Then when you go inside, it will open up and you will see this much larger space on the inside. Okay, I think we've got the right idea here. Now we just need to execute a little bit. Okay, okay. I can see that. I can see that it's just a small little entryway, and then we have to cover it with dirt all the way around, bring out the hillside all the way up to it. Probably don't need these side edges either, unless we want a bigger space on the inside. Let's see. When you go inside, could leave a little bit of an edge here for some decoration, some walls, or we could just make it, might do that. Might leave a little bit, cover it all the way up with dirt to the edge, but then maybe a little bit of edge here. And I think, almost think we want to change all this to mud. Our floor inside is going to be mud and mud brick. And I kind of like the idea of this extending all the way in with that same idea. I don't like the idea of breaking it up with different colors here. The emphasis is going to be on the other decor, not on the floor. So we might need to change all of this floor at least to mud. And we could leave some pink here as our entryway, like we did on the copper golem areas and on our farms. We could still leave the cherry wood and maybe switch some of it out to stripped as well to give a little more, a little differences in texture and color. Okay, I think we're on the right track here. Let me get to work on it and see what we can come up with a little more tweaking. Let's check out the changes to our starter base. Oh, look at this cute little entrance now. We have really dug it right into the hillside. I like this better than I did the starter base. I like the idea of just a tiny entrance that then will open into the larger space. We definitely have a lot more terraforming to do. You can see these big squared off edges here where we covered up the interior, but this is definitely a good start. I could see us putting some pots and some flowers and maybe some more copper. Definitely need some more decorations, but we have a little entrance to our permanent base. We're using the mud bricks, and when we open the doors, we continue that with the mud brick staircase downward. Now, this is a very gently sloping staircase. I didn't want a very harsh, steep transition here. And our walls are the stone and cherry wood, like in our copper golem sorting area. I wanted to use the materials of the location where we're building. So we've dug out a mountainside, so stone and mud. And of course, we're in the cherry wood biome. So this just goes back to constructing an architecture with the materials of the location. And when you descend the staircase, then you're out into the bigger open base area. I've laid out some cherry wood planks here to denote the rooms on the side. So these are going to have walls up to this ceiling, and these are going to be the rooms like the bedroom and the kitchen and the enchanting room. And then we're going to have this big open space in the center, probably with a custom cherry tree. That's my initial idea right now. And on the sides under this brick, right now we have our little base area, our little sleeping area, and our storage area. But eventually, I think this is going to be some kind of water feature underneath as we descend this staircase. So all in all, I'm pretty proud of the progress that we've made so far. Oh my goodness. I think there's a pillager raid here every single day. They cannot leave this base alone. I definitely need to make an exit somewhere else because I'm basically trapped in here unless I want to fight the pillagers off every morning. Nope, here they come again. Go away. We're not open. Thank you. Goodbye. I think this is where we'll leave our episode today. We did meet our goal of digging out our hillside in preparation for building our base. While we didn't quite get the base built, we did manage to work on the exterior, and make a layout for the interior inside. I'm going to have a little potatoey snack, and when we come back next time, we'll work on finishing the interior and making this house into a home. Well, what did you think? I hope this video inspired you to get started on that big building project, knowing that it's going to take some time and effort, but it will be worth it in the end. Good Lord willing and the sun still shines, I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you kindly for watching, and bless your heart.